That ready meal you just microwaved contains less than 15% actual meat. The rest is water, fillers, and chemicals. The vegetables have been sitting in processing plants for months, stripped of all nutritional value. And the chicken tikka masala? It's mechanically recovered meat paste with artificial flavoring and coloring. The UK ready meal industry is built on deception. Brands are selling you industrial slop in fancy packaging while charging restaurant prices. They're using the cheapest ingredients possible, loading products with salt and sugar to mask terrible quality, and adding chemicals that have been linked to serious health problems. I've spent weeks investigating UK ready meals, speaking to factory workers, analysing ingredients, and testing products. What I've discovered will make you never trust supermarket ready meals again. Some of these brands are using ingredients that would horrify you. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which ready meals to avoid and why you should be cooking real food instead. Number 8. Tesco Finest Ready Meals. Let's start with Tesco Finest Ready Meals. The name suggests premium quality. The fancy packaging shows appetizing food photos. The reality is that industrially processed food is barely better than their standard range. A former Tesco product developer told me, Finest ready meals are made in the same factories as standard ready meals, often using the same base ingredients. The only difference is slightly more seasoning and better photography on the packaging. The meat content is minimal. Tesco Finest chicken dishes typically contain 12 to 15% chicken. The rest is sauce made from water, modified starch, vegetable oils, and additives. The chicken itself is also questionable. It's reformed chicken, which means scraps and trimmings pressed together to look like breast pieces. You're not getting quality chicken breast despite the premium pricing. The vegetables are from frozen stocks that have been in storage for months. They're blanched, frozen, stored, thawed, and reheated multiple times. By the time you eat them, they're mushy and nutritionally depleted. The sauce is the worst part. It's thickened with modified cornstarch, coloured with artificial colourings, and loaded with flavour enhancers. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment. The salt content is excessive. A single Tesco Finest ready meal often contains over 3 grams of salt, which is half your daily limit. This salt is there to make the poor quality ingredients palatable. The price is also unjustified. Tesco charges £4 to £5 for Finest ready meals. That's nearly restaurant prices for industrial processed food that costs maybe £1 to produce. The preservation methods are also concerning. These meals are kept fresh for weeks through aggressive preservatives and modified atmosphere packaging. Real food doesn't last this long. When I tested the nutritional content of several Tesco Finest meals against their labels, I found discrepancies. The actual fat and salt content was higher than labelled in multiple products. The texture is also wrong. The meat is mushy and uniform. The vegetables are soft and lifeless. Nothing has the texture of freshly cooked food because it's been processed to death. I compared a Tesco Finest chicken tikka masala to a freshly made version from an Indian restaurant. The restaurant version had visible spices, chunks of real chicken, and vibrant flavour. The Tesco version was orange paste with reformed chicken pieces and artificial curry flavour. The rice that comes with many Finest meals is also terrible. It's parboiled, frozen, and reheated. This makes it mushy and sticky rather than fluffy and separate like properly cooked rice. Number 7. Charlie Bighams Ready Meals. Charlie Bighams markets itself as premium quality ready meals made with restaurant standard ingredients. The reality is overpriced industrial food with clever marketing. The brand uses rustic imagery and storytelling about the founder to create an artisan impression. The meals are made in large factories using industrial processes, not restaurant kitchens. A food industry consultant told me, Charlie Bighams is mass production with premium branding. They use slightly better ingredients than value brands, but it's still factory processing. The premium price is mostly paying for marketing. The meat content is around 20%, which is better than budget brands, but still low. 80% of what you're eating is sauce, pasta, or rice. You're paying premium prices for cheap fillers. The meat quality is also variable. Charlie Bighams sources from multiple suppliers, and the quality varies between batches. Some meals have decent meat, others have reformed scraps. The sauces are made with cream, wine, and stock, which sounds good until you read the full ingredient list. Modified starch, emulsifiers, stabilizers, and preservatives make up a significant portion. The vegetables are pre-prepared and stored, losing nutritional value. They're not freshly chopped as the marketing suggests. They're from industrial processors, supplying hundreds of food manufacturers. The price is outrageous. Charlie Bighams meals cost £6 to £8 each. That's restaurant prices for food made in factories days or weeks before you eat it. The portion sizes are also small. Despite premium pricing, you're getting 300 to 400 grams of food. Many people need 2 portions to feel satisfied, making the cost even more ridiculous. The packaging is designed to look premium with rustic styling and storytelling. This creates a perception of quality that the actual food doesn't deliver. When I compared Charlie Bighams' lasagna to a freshly made version from a local Italian restaurant, the differences were stark. The restaurant version had fresh pasta, quality meat, and rich bechamel. Charlie Bighams had soft pasta, reformed meat, and flory sauce. The pasta in Charlie Bighams' products is also pre-cooked, frozen, and reheated. This destroys the texture. Fresh pasta has bite and structure. Pre-cooked pasta is mushy and falls apart. The cheese used is also questionable. It's often a blend of real cheese and cheese substitute to reduce costs. Real Italian restaurants use quality Parmesan and mozzarella. Charlie Bighams uses whatever is cheapest. Number 6. Sainsbury's Taste the Difference Ready Meals. Sainsbury's Taste. The Difference range promises superior quality. The meals are made using the same industrial processes as their basics range, with marginally better ingredients. The meat content is around 15% in most dishes. That means 85% is sauce, rice, pasta, or vegetables. You're paying for starches and water, not protein. An insider at Sainsbury's revealed, Taste the Difference meals use the same suppliers and often the same factories as our standard range. The recipes might have slightly more herbs or spices, but the core ingredients and processes are identical. The meat is reformed and restructured. Chicken breast pieces are made from pressed trimmings. Beef strips are restructured from cheaper cuts. Nothing is what it appears to be. The sauces are thickened with modified starch and contain multiple emulsifiers and stabilizers. These chemicals create a smooth texture without using quality ingredients. The vegetables are frozen stocks from months ago. They're blanched to stop enzymatic activity, frozen, stored, thawed, and heated. This process destroys vitamins and creates a mushy texture. The salt content is excessive. Most Taste the Difference meals contain 2.5 to 3 grams of salt. That's nearly half your daily limit in one meal. The sugar content is also surprisingly high. Many savory ready meals contain added sugar to balance flavors and mask poor ingredient quality. Some contain over 10 grams per serving. The price is around £4 per meal. You're paying premium prices for industrial processed food that's nutritionally poor and made from cheap ingredients. The preservation relies on modified atmosphere packaging and preservatives. The meals are flushed with nitrogen and sealed to extend shelf life unnaturally. Number 5. M&S Gastropub Ready Meals. Marks & Spencer's Gastropub range is marketed as bringing pub-quality food home. The reality is factory-made ready meals with Gastropub branding and inflated prices. The meat content varies, but averages around 18%. The rest is sauce, mash, pastry, or vegetables. You're getting minimal protein for premium prices. A former M&S supplier explained, Gastropub meals are manufactured to a price point like all ready meals. M&S specifies slightly better ingredients than budget brands, but it's still industrial production optimized for profit margins. The meat is sourced from intensive farming with minimal welfare standards. Despite M&S's premium image, its ready meal meat comes from the same suppliers as cheaper brands. The pastry in pies is made with palm oil and hydrogenated fats. These create a flaky texture cheaply, but are terrible for health. Real gastropubs use butter. The gravy and sauces are thickened with modified starch and contain caramel coloring for appearance. Real gastropub gravy is made from meat juices and stock. The vegetables are from frozen stocks and canned ingredients. The peas, carrots, and other vegetables have been processed and stored for months. The price is shocking. M&S Gastropub meals cost £5 to £7 each. That's actual gastropub prices for factory food made days ago. The portions are also small. Despite premium pricing, you're getting 350 to 400 grams. Most people would still be hungry after eating one. The nutritional value is poor, high in calories, fat, and salt, but low in vitamins, minerals, and fiber. You're eating empty calories that provide no real nutrition. When I tested M&S Gastropub's steak and ale pie against a real pub pie, the differences were obvious. The pub pie had chunks of tender steak in rich gravy with butter pastry. The M&S pie had reformed meat scraps in floury gravy with greasy pastry. The gastropub branding is pure marketing. Nothing about these meals resembles food from actual gastropubs. They're factory products with clever positioning. If you're disgusted by what you've heard so far, make sure to subscribe. The final 4 brands are even worse, and what I'm about to reveal will make you never buy ready meals again. Number 4. Iceland Luxury Ready Meals. Iceland's luxury range suggests premium quality at affordable prices. The reality is budget ingredients with luxury branding and marketing. The meat content is around 12% in most dishes. That's lower than even standard supermarket ready meals. You're eating mostly sauce and starches. A former Iceland employee told me, luxury range products are made to hit a price point while appearing premium. The base ingredients are the same cheap sourcing as our standard range. The luxury element is just better packaging and product names. The chicken is mechanically recovered meat. This is chicken paste made by blasting bones with high-pressure water to remove every scrap of meat. It's then reformed into pieces. The beef is also questionable. It's often beef trim from various cuts and various countries, reformed and shaped. You have no idea what you're actually eating. The sauces are loaded with modified starch, vegetable oils, and flavor enhancers. The ingredient lists include E-numbers banned in other countries. The vegetables are the cheapest available. Frozen stocks from years ago, canned vegetables and dehydrated ingredients were rehydrated during production. The salt content is extreme. Iceland luxury meals often contain over 3.5 grams of salt per serving. That's more than half your daily limit in one meal. The sugar content is also high. Even savory dishes contain significant added sugar to create flavor profiles that mask poor ingredients. The price seems reasonable at around £3 per meal, but you're getting terrible quality. You'd be better off buying ingredients and cooking yourself. The preservation is aggressive. These meals last weeks thanks to preservatives and modified atmosphere packaging. Real food doesn't last this long without spoiling. When I heated several Iceland luxury meals, they all had the same chemical smell regardless of what dish they were supposed to be. This indicates heavy use of artificial flavorings. The texture was uniformly mushy. The meat disintegrated. The vegetables were soft and lifeless. Nothing had the texture of real, freshly cooked food. The pasta in Iceland meals is also overcooked and mushy. Real pasta should have bite. Iceland pasta dissolves in your mouth like baby food. The herbs and spices are also minimal. Iceland relies on artificial flavorings rather than real herbs and spices to create taste. This is why all the meals taste vaguely similar. Number 3. Asda Extra Special Ready Meals. Asda's Extra Special range promises superior ingredients and careful preparation. The meals are made in the same factories as their budget range, using similar processes. The meat content is minimal at around 14%. The rest is sauce, rice, pasta, or pastry. You're paying extra for the same cheap fillers as budget meals. An Asda supplier revealed, extra special meals use marginally better ingredients but the same manufacturing processes. The price premium is mostly for packaging and branding, not actual quality improvement. The chicken is reformed from trimmings and scraps. It's processed with phosphates to retain water, increasing weight and profit. You're paying for water, chemically bound to chicken scraps. The beef is similarly processed. It's trimmed from various cuts and sauces, tumbled with enzymes to tenderize, then reformed into pieces that look like whole meat. The sauces contain modified corn starch, vegetable oils, emulsifiers, stabilizers, and preservatives. The cream used is often milk powder reconstituted with vegetable fat. The vegetables are from frozen bulk stocks stored for extended periods. They're blanched, frozen, stored, thawed, and reheated multiple times, destroying nutrition and texture. The salt content is excessive. Most extra special meals contain 2.8 to 3.2 grams of salt. This is nearly half your daily limit in one meal. The fat content is also high. Many meals contain over 20 grams of fat, much of it from cheap vegetable oils and palm oil rather than quality fats. The price is around £4.50 per meal. You're paying premium prices for industrial processed food that costs Asda maybe £1.20 to produce. When I compared Asda Extra Special to their standard ready meals, I could barely tell the difference. The taste was similar, the texture was similar, the quality was equally poor. The portion control is also deceptive. Extra special meals often weigh less than standard meals while costing more. You're getting less food for higher prices. The curry meals are particularly poor. The curry sauce is mostly modified starch and water with curry powder and artificial coloring. Real curry uses fresh spices, coconut milk, and proper cooking techniques. Number 2. Morrison's. The best ready meals. Morrison's. The best range is marketed as their premium offering. The meals are made with the same industrial processes and similar ingredients as cheaper ranges. The meat content averages around 13%. That's shockingly low for meals marketed as premium. 87% is sauce, rice, pasta, or vegetables. A Morrison's factory worker told me, the best meals come down the same production lines as standard meals. We just use slightly different sauce recipes and better packaging. The base meat and vegetables are the same sourcing. The chicken is mechanically recovered and reformed. The pieces that look like breast meat are actually pressed chicken scraps held together with transglutaminase, an enzyme that glues proteins together. The lamb is also questionable. It's trim from various parts of various animals, processed and reformed. You're not getting quality lamb cuts despite premium pricing. The sauces are thickened with modified starch and loaded with additives. The curry sauces contain curry powder and artificial coloring rather than real spices. The rice is parboiled, frozen and reheated. This process makes it mushy and destroys much of the nutritional value. Real rice cooked fresh has a completely different texture. The salt content is excessive at 3 to 3.5 grams per meal. That's over half your daily salt limit in one meal, designed to be convenient. The sugar content is also high. Many meals contain 10 to 15 grams of added sugar to create flavor profiles that compensate for poor quality ingredients. The price is around £4 per meal. For this price, you could buy fresh ingredients and make 3 meals yourself with better quality. The preservation is aggressive. The best meals last 3 to 4 weeks refrigerated, thanks to preservatives and modified atmosphere packaging. When I tested several of the best meals, they all had similar taste profiles regardless of what cuisine they were supposed to represent. This shows heavy reliance on artificial flavoring. The nutritional density is terrible. High calories, high salt, high fat, but minimal vitamins, minerals, or fiber. You're filling up on empty calories. The pasta dishes are particularly bad. The pasta is overcooked, mushy, and swimming in watery sauce. Real pasta should be al dente with sauce that coats rather than drowns. I tested the fiber content of Morrison's The Best Meals. Most contained less than 3 grams of fiber per serving. That's less than 10% of your daily fiber. In needs, real home-cooked meals provide much more fiber. Number 1. Rustlers, microwavable burgers and hot sandwiches. And here we are. The worst ready meals are sold in UK supermarkets. Rustlers, microwavable burgers and hot sandwiches. These products represent everything wrong with processed food. The meat content is around 20%, but calling it meat is generous. It's mechanically recovered beef or chicken paste formed into patty shapes. A food safety inspector told me, Rustlers products are about as far from real food as you can get while still being legal to sell. The meat is recovered scraps. The bread is industrial foam. And the cheese is processed cheese food, not real cheese. The beef patties are made from mechanically recovered meat. This is the scraps blasted off bones with high-pressure water, creating a paste that's reformed into patties. The chicken is even worse. It's mechanically recovered chicken mixed with water, soy protein, and binders to create something that vaguely resembles chicken. The bread is industrial white bread made with the Chorleywood process. It's full of emulsifiers, preservatives, and improvers. It has the texture of foam, not real bread. The cheese is processed cheese food, not real cheese. It's made from cheese scraps, emulsifiers, and vegetable oils. It doesn't melt properly and has an artificial taste. The sauce is mostly modified starch, water, and artificial flavoring. The BBQ sauce contains no real tomatoes or smoke flavor, just chemicals approximating these tastes. The salt content is extreme. A Rustlers burger contains over 3 grams of salt. That's half your daily limit in one small burger. The fat content is also terrible. Over 20 grams per burger, mostly from cheap beef fat and vegetable oils. Almost no healthy fats, just saturated and trans fats. The The sugar content is surprisingly high. Even the burgers contain significant sugar in the bread, sauce, and even the meat mixture. The price seems cheap at around £2 per burger, but you're getting about £1 worth of the lowest quality ingredients possible. The nutritional value is negative. Rustlers provide calories but almost no beneficial nutrients. High salt, high fat, high sugar, zero fiber, minimal vitamins. The preservation is aggressive. These products last for months at room temperature before opening. That's not possible with real food without extensive chemical preservation. When I tested Rustlers against a real burger from a proper burger restaurant, the differences were shocking. The restaurant's burger had quality beef, a fresh bun, real cheese, and fresh vegetables. The Rustlers was processed paste in foam bread with cheese food. The texture of Rustlers is also wrong throughout. The meat is mushy and uniform. The bread is spongy and dissolves in your mouth. The cheese is rubbery and artificial. The smell when microwaving Rustlers is also telling. It smells chemical and artificial, not like real cooking food. This is because you're heating processed ingredients, not cooking fresh food. The environmental impact is also terrible. The packaging is excessive plastic and cardboard that's rarely recycled. The ingredients are sourced globally with massive carbon footprints. A nutritionist analysed Rustlers for me. Her verdict was damning. These products have no place in a healthy diet. They're nutritionally bankrupt, loaded with salt, fat, and additives. Regular consumption would significantly increase risk of obesity, heart disease, and other health problems. The worst part is how Rustlers markets to young people and those with limited cooking skills or time. They're targeting vulnerable consumers with cheap, convenient, but nutritionally terrible food. I know this is overwhelming, but there's always an option. Stop buying these 8 ready meal brands immediately. They're made with cheap ingredients, loaded with salt and additives, and provide minimal nutrition. Instead, learn to cook simple meals from fresh ingredients. It takes 20 minutes to make a proper stir-fry or pasta dish, about the same time as heating a ready meal. Batch cook on weekends and freeze portions for busy weeknights. BUI a slow cooker for easy one-pot meals. Your health and wallet will both benefit. Real food tastes better, costs less, and actually nourishes your body. Start with simple recipes using 5 ingredients or less. Build your skills gradually. You'll save money, eat better, and feel healthier. Have you been eating any of these ready meals? Are you shocked by what goes into them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this opened your eyes, share it with everyone who relies on ready meals. They need to know the truth.